Former President Donald Trump made appeals to Latino voters in a Univision Townhall on Wednesday. Trump touted his record on the economy, but refused to forgo the lies that Haitian immigrants were eating cats and dogs. Here was his response to an undecided voters' question about the Haitian conspiracy.
Do you really believe that these people are eating the people's pets?
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And this was just reported. I was just saying what was reported. That's been reported. And eating other things, too, that they're not supposed to be. But this is, all I do is report. I was there, I'm going to be there, and we're going to take a look, and I'll give you a full report when I do. But that's been in the newspapers and reported pretty broadly.
Trump responded to a voter's question on his action, or perhaps his lack thereof, on January the 6th, 2021. You
had hundreds of thousands of people come to Washington. They didn't come because of me. They came because of the election. They thought the election was a rigged election, and that's why they came. Some of those people went down to the Capitol. I said peacefully and patriotically, nothing done wrong at all, nothing done wrong. And action was taken, strong action. Ashley Babbitt was killed. Nobody was killed. There were no guns down there. We didn't have guns. The others had guns, but we didn't have guns. And when I say we, these are people that walked down. This was a tiny percentage of the overall, which nobody sees and nobody shows. But that was a day of love from the standpoint of the millions. It's like hundreds of thousands. It could have been the largest group I've ever spoken before. They asked me to speak. I went and I spoke.
Now, while Latinos have a long history of voting for Democrats, Trump has grown his support among this community of voters with his economic message. Here he was advocating for a growth economy.
We had the best economy that we've ever had. We're going to have that again. What's going to solve the problem is growth. It's a thing called growth that nobody even talks about from the Democrat standpoint because they don't know about growth. But we're going to bring companies in. We're going to bring tremendous business to our country. And that's going to solve that. Also, waste, fraud, and abuse. And we have Elon Musk, who's a fantastic guy and a fantastic genius. He's a genius at a lot of things, but he's a great business person.
So how do you think Trump fared here, Niall?
I mean, I think the Haitian stuff continues to damage him, and that excuse that he gives whenever he is called upon things that are either lies or hyperbole, that, you know, oh, many people are saying it, or I was only repeating something that has been reported. I think that's very unpersuasive, especially on a topic as explosive as that fiction that he pushed there that really endangered people in Springfield, Ohio. Now, more broadly, there is, of course, the question about his apparent inroads that he's making with Latinos. I think it is, as you noted, the economic message that is resonating there, as well as some of the cultural messages. We still expect Kamala Harris to win a pretty clear plurality of the Latino vote. And just one asterisk, Robby, I'm just talking here about the Latino vote, but of course that label tends to overgeneralize, in my view, many, many different communities. You know, Cuban Americans in Florida have very different views, including within their own generations, from, say, Mexican Americans in California, or people who are Latino but have lived in southern Texas for generation after generation. So just put that in there for the mix.
Right. I mean, some of those people scarcely even identify themselves under that terminology. Well, one does, in fact, wonder. I wonder. A friend of mine pointed this out to me. How many decades from now will we just lump this group of voters in with white voters, as we have done for, the Irish Americans or the Italian Americans? Right. Although I've been talking a lot about my Italian ancestry. My grandmother emailed me the other day to remind viewers that I also have strong German roots, and it's more complicated a picture than that. So thank you, Grandma, for that reminder. I do read all your emails. In terms of Trump's performance there, I think it was obviously smart of him to do this. He is doing a lot better with minority voters than past Republican candidates. That's mostly about his appeal to just men overall, that men and women are starting to split more than, so we have depolarization based on race, and we have polarization around gender and around income and education status. as this, this new Republican Party that Donald Trump leads is trying, and is on some level successful, appealing to working class or lower class men, regardless of race and that sort of thing. So it is interesting to see him continue to make that case. The economy is an issue that certainly seems to register with the people watching Univision, and he talking about Elon. Now I don't know if Elon is maybe super popular in this. Okay, he might be. I don't know. He's been appealing to Elon a lot lately. I wonder if Elon is going to be in the next Trump administration. The puppet master behind the man behind the curtain.
I think there was some suggestion that Trump might offer Elon some kind of position, which, of course, if we ever got to that stage, would set social media, including Elon's own X, aflame yet again. But there is obviously
it would be a distraction. Elon needs to build a Mars colony. He doesn't have time to. I don't even like that he's running a social media site all the time. He's building machines that catch rockets beautifully after they descend from space. Like, let's keep our eye on the prize here, Elon. While I'm sure you would do a great job running the Government Accountability and Efficiency Office, I think we can get someone of slightly less vital importance to the expansion of the human race into interstellar travel than you.
He's doing a lot better, in my view, in the catching the rockets than he is on running X, but that would get us into a whole other separate conversation. Look, the Latino thing, I do think it's really interesting the way politics is splitting increasingly along educational lines and along income lines, and less so around ethnicity. I think that's actually one of the big overarching changes in American politics that we've seen, even within the past, I would say 5 to 10 years anyway. And I think how that shakes out will be really fascinating. And I do think, just to be somewhat unifying here in a sense, the fact that Trump did the Univision Townhall on the same night as Harris did a Fox News interview, let's see more of candidates going before audiences or interviewers that would be expected to at least have some rigor or skepticism toward them. I think that's a far healthier sign than people showing up for very softball interviews to be told how right they are about everything.
Yeah, and I love the town hall format anyway, because it gets at what real people are caring about. Now, of course, they're more constructed and manufactured than we'd like them to be, because the network picks who attends and whose questions are getting asked, and probably, I assume, well, I don't know and have not participated in one before, is, I would guess, pre-screening the questions to some degree, seeing what's going to be asked to make sure they get a range of questions, some more friendly, some more confrontational, that sort of thing. But I still think it could be more instructive than just necessarily what a host has to say, what's top of mind for them. And you got Trump getting some rather pointed questions. One from a supporter who just finds his conduct on January 6th unacceptable and said so. Someone, again, who called him out for the Haitian, the pets thing. And, journalists, interviewers, moderators can do that stuff as well, but it I think can be more effective in some cases when it comes from the common folks. So I would encourage both candidates, all candidates, to do a lot more of the town halls. That does it for us today on Rising. Thank you so much for tuning in, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while we're on the go, we're now available anywhere that you can get your podcast fix. See you later.